Hello, hello, hello. What's happening? All right. I am sitting here with my son Shay and my whoopers Darla. We are hanging out, getting ready to watch a movie. We went and did some mini golfing today. And the mini golfing place, they have some really crazy, they have like a crazy candy store. And we went to the candy store and got ourselves some toxic waste, hazardously sour candy. So we decided that we are going to record ourselves eating this because I don't really do very well with sour stuff. So figured, oh, stop bumping me, Darla. I'm shaking the camera. We are going to try to eat this and see how I do with it. It's got a picture of a guy on the back. He's doing all kinds of stuff. I think I saw on here that it's on the box of, like, you know how these come like in a box of a whole bunch of them. On the box, it says that it starts sour, and then it seems like you get a little relief, and then it hits you again with a second round. So what do you think of that, Buck?
I've never had this before, but I've seen people eating it, and I mean, I haven't seen people eating it, but I've seen it before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, you hold this for a sec while I get...
Uh-huh.
All right. Open it up here. We're going to give it a whirl. This is really hard to open.
Yeah, I know, it's plastic.
There we go. Well, it's toxic waste, so they got to really seal it, you know? All right. It's stuck in my hand. Okay. How does this open? Does it unscrew? Does it pop off? All right, the lid pops off. Oh, and it's little tiny guys. Individual packets. Okay.
I call blue.
You call blue. All right. So I'm probably going to go with the red then. All right.
We have to do rock, paper, scissors to see who's going to eat the yellow, because the yellow is always the worst.
You think the yellow's the worst?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go for the yellow then. If we're going to do it, let's do it right. That's lemon, yeah. Ugh. It's going to taste gross. I don't want to taste the lemon one.
I think all of them are not going to really have a taste. They're going to be sour.
All right, these red ones are black cherry. So here is the little mini can. Black cherry. Okay. Let me open it real quick while you're holding it. Open it up. Now, do you eat a lot of sweet candy usually, or sour candy usually?
No, I'm more of a
Sweet guy. All right, here we go. So this is what it looks like. Just looks like a basic little candy. Doesn't look like anything too scary or anything. Smells fine. Doesn't smell like anything too. And there's no like sugar on this either. So there's no like. You're not getting any sweet with this sucker.
Here's the blue raspberry.
Hey, Kello, don't eat the wrappers. Cat got the wrapper. Whoops. All right, so on the count of three, here we go. Lean in a little bit. And
One.
3. Oh, wait, I count down.
Wait. Oh, I
Who
count
counts
up.
up? Who counts up? Who counts 1, 2, 3?
Because you go
Everybody goes.
1, 2, 3.
No,
go.
it's 3, 2, 1, go. Or do you
Okay,
go on?
okay.
Or do you go on 1? 3, 2, 1, or 3, 2, 1, go. Can you reach down and grab that from the cat real quick? Sorry, the cat is eating a piece of plastic. Can you take it from him, please? Oh. All right. So, okay, let's do it. You got it? Here we go. Here we go. Red pill, blue pill. It's the Matrix.
Yeah.
Right. Sour Matrix. All right, counting down. In 3, 2, 1, go. So far, I got nothing.
Yeah, me too. I can't tell.
Okay, it's starting to get a little sour.
Me too. Me too.
We're starting to get a little bit sour here.
It's really getting to me now.
Already?
A little bit.
What'd you pick? Blue raspberry?
Yeah, blue.
All right.
It got
Mine's
better.
actually pretty good. Yeah. Mine. I'm not dying here.
Just wait till we get in the inside.
That's what I'm wondering if it's gonna hit harder once we get to the inside.
That's what I'm scared about. It looks like it just clicked for you.
No, it's really not sour at all. It's not that bad. I'm feeling
I'm gonna
a
bite
little.
into it.
I'm feeling a little ripped off. You
I'm gonna
gonna bite into it?
Oh, that burned my nose. It's not even. And that's how.
I'm gonna give this a bad review. This has turned into a sour candy review instead of a let's bomb ourselves with sour candy. This is.
Can I have another?
Yeah, this isn't
They're
sour.
actually good though.
They're delicious, but they're not hardly sour. They're sour for about half a second, and then they get sweet.
We should see how many we can fit in our mouths.
At once? All right, let's try that.
So, because it might get even worse. It might get really bad. 2 each to start.
Well, there's not that many, so we can do. Want to just go for three apiece?
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
All right, what flavors do you want?
Blue raspberry. Oh, you can have a blue raspberry. I'll take a red.
All right, hold on. Oops, those are my gross feet. Which colors? Red. We got red, green, blue, and yellow.
Red, blue, and green. For me.
That's gonna taste disgusting.
I know.
Red, blue, and green for him. I'm gonna go hardcore. I'm gonna go 3 lemons.
Oh.
And go for the gusto. All right.
Oh, this looks terrible.
It's gonna taste awful, all 3 of those together.
Oh, this looks gross.
What's gross about it? The green one? Oh, it does look like snot. It looks like a big booger. All right, so we had to take it up a notch. One of them was not sour enough, so we're gonna each try. We're gonna go for 3 each. I can't get it open.
Shut the phone down for like 2 seconds.
Oh my god! Come on.
Alright, I had my 3 out.
I'd take Cameron then, would you? There you go. All right. 2 and 3. All right, here we go. Here are my 3. There we go.
Yours look worse.
What's that?
Yours look worse.
They look pretty gross. Yep.
Alright.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
It got better. It burns.
Oh, oh, that was so sour, hardcore sour for a first.
Oh, terrible.
Oh, it mellowed out a little bit now. Oh, man.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, man. Wow, that was hardcore sour for a minute, dude.
I saw your face.
Is that why you're laughing? I was all puckered, man.
Bad.
Now I just got this weird lemon candy in my mouth. Just
Oh. I want to spit mine out. They taste terrible.
I'm kind of right there with you. Let's spit them out.
I
All right.
almost got it in my hair.
Sorry, dude. Well, your hair's all flippy. Okay. That was fun.
You still have more, I thought.
I'm not eating any more of those. I think we figured out we can snack on them during the movie we're gonna watch at least. So we're gonna watch Godzilla and Kong, whatever that is. But I'm looking forward to see it. It's gonna sound cool on the surround sound. So, all right, Shay, say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching too. Hello. Welcome to Another Dumb Show. I am Another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining me on issue number 216 we're on. Feels so good. It feels so right having you guys streaming on my tube at nights. God, I hate that stupid rhyme, but it just kind of works. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, welcome, guys. Good to have you guys here. Excuse me. I apologize. Bad hair day. I was out in the rain door dashing this morning at least, and it was all misty and raining, and I had my hood on and messed up my beautiful hair. So I apologize. If you don't want to look at my bad hair, today would be the day to download the show as an audio-only podcast, and you can do that through YouTube Music. It is free to, I believe it's free to do, just to like listen to it as a download or as an audio-only podcast. But if you want to download it, I do believe you have to have a YouTube Music subscription, which I highly recommend. It's great. The shuffle on that is so much better than Spotify because I use them both because I need them both, and the Spotify shuffle sucks. Anyway. Don't forget to like the show. If you've not taken a second to hit the thumbs up on today's issue, please take a second to do that. Take your thumb out of your ass, hit the thumbs up on your phone, wipe your phone off, and throw your thumb back in your ear. And if you want to wipe your thumb off before you put it back in your ear, go right ahead. Whatever works for you the best. So, don't forget to follow the show on X, Instagram, at Another Dumb Show. And welcome to the League of Dummies. That is our live chat here on the show. If you are interested in participating in our live chat, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, and within the next 10 minutes, you will have access to the live chat, and you'll be part of the League of Dummies. I do see Angelina was first in there today. Big ups to Angelina. She's a big supporter of Another Dumb Show, so I greatly appreciate her being first in there today. And thank you to everybody who else is in there today. A name I don't think I've seen very often, but he's commenting on the recap. He says, it's Deska8181, said, just had a warhead right now at work. Much love from LA. And that's obviously in response to the little video I played. Normally you guys get a little recap of the show before, like a previous show. But my sons were here this weekend, or my one son was with me. The other one was at a graduation party for one of his friend's sisters. So the other guy, excuse me, the little one, Shay, who's not so little anymore, we spent the weekend together. By the way, he played baseball this weekend. He did some pitching. Was really impressed. He's last year was not so good pitching. This year he's the catcher's mitt is popping. He's throwing strikes. There's movement on his pitches. He gets cocky to the point where he's striking people out and trying to throw knuckleballs. Pretty awesome. So very excited to see him out there kicking butt on the baseball field. That would explain my tan out in the sun. Anyway, B1's so mad at me because she's so pale, and she yelled at me. She was like, you were in the sun for 2 hours, and you look like you've been out there for days. I'm like, oh, this is what happens in summer to me. I'm lucky. Love a good tan. But I do look like a farmer underneath. Like, if I pull my shirt down, I mean, look at it. Look at the difference. So I got to take my shirt off at some point. Got to hit the beach or whatever. But going back to Shay, yeah, we tried those. We did some mini golf, and there's a candy store. It's a really fancy candy store next to it. And I went to go look for that. We had played a video. Let's see if I still have that video somewhere. Oh, I'm thinking about it. Let's just see if I can find that video. No, that must have been one I just played because I can't find it. But anyway, I played a video of a woman eating a black sour candy. Oh, where is that video? There's got to be one of these videos on TikTok. Oh yeah, this is it. This is the one I played for you guys the one day. Sound up. See if this works. Do we have sound? No sound. Hold on. Let me get the audio. All right. Yep, that should be up.
That looks so scary. What does it look like? It's made out of glass and concrete. Let's give it a go. Bismillah. I don't know how to describe it, yeah? It feels like there's like a metal rod at the back of my throat. Let's give it a go.
I have to find this thing. I gotta find this candy. I got to find this candy to see if this lady's overreacting because it's great. So that's why we went to that store. I went to go look for to find that candy, and I couldn't find it. So I went and looked for just another kind of candy that would be really sour for him and I to try. And we were like, well, screw it. We'll do a video of it. Well, actually, we bought the candy, and well, we couldn't find the black candy. And if I found the black one, I was going to record a video of me trying it, and then I couldn't find it, so we found some other toxic waste stuff, which we thought was going to be great. And then we come home and try it, or before we try it, B1 goes, you should just record the video of anyway, why not? And I was like, okay, fuck it. So we tried it. Yeah, and that candy was kind of a bust. I got to be honest with you, it was a total bust. It was not that sour. Toxic waste is a toxic waste of your time because it's not that sour. Let's see here. Mark D is in the chat. Mark D is a prolific commenter, usually watching when we're not live. So it would be, it's nice to see you in the live chat, Mark. Good to see you there, my dude. All right. So, oh, by the way, the phones are working. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. That is the number to call if you ever wanted to punch dumb. That's the way you can hit me. Hit dumb. 1-844-HIT-DUMB. I would love to hear from you guys today. Mikey is out tonight. I just got a text right before the show started saying he's out for tonight. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's up. So he's out for the night. So it's just me and all of you. And I would love to hear from you guys. Give me a call. And the other day, I told you, let's see, last issue on, what was that, Friday? I don't know, when were we last live? Last Wednesday? Wow, Wednesday. Gosh, sorry, it's been so long, guys. It was just dad stuff. So Wednesday, we celebrated the 1-year anniversary of Another Dumb Show 2.0. So I guess it technically would have been 2 years had things not gone crazy with the first studio. But so since the reboot of Another Dumb Show, it's been 1 year as of last Wednesday. And I talked about what I'm planning to do for that. If you guys missed it, I am planning on, I'm calling it the Barnyard Redemption. You guys are, I've told the story a million times about me crapping my pants during the fitness test when I went to play college football, and shit myself because I ate a bunch of cafeteria scrambled eggs before the fitness test. And so I need to redeem myself. I need to try to do this fitness test and eat the eggs and see if I can do better than I did before. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. It's probably not going to be very hard to do better than I did last time because, I mean, as soon as the gun fired for me to run, I pushed off, and the first push, there was a squirt. So it's not going to be too hard for me to redeem myself. So really it will take, even if I do end up squirting, all I have to do is because I got to go 110 yards. I made it 110 yards the first time, with it all going down my leg, and then I ran off to the side and sat in the puddle, like I've said a million times. So from there, now this time in the Redemption Challenge, all I have to do is get all the way down. Hopefully I'm going to hold it. If I hold it and make it 5 yards, I've won. I've redeemed myself. I've already done that. But if I can make it 110 yards, it's a full redemption. There's no chance I'm going to do the 16 laps down and back 110 yards. That's never going to happen. Never in a million years. I would end up walking 15 of them without a doubt. But if I make it there and back, I'm going to call that officially a redemption because, or I don't know, maybe we change the parameters. If you guys want to change the rules, like, can I not crap my pants? Is it not a redemption? Do I have to not crap for it to be a redemption? Or is it just complete more laps, even covered in shit? Or make it farther without the shitting? There's a lot to unpack there. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. I do believe Amanda, she had sent me an email saying she was willing to help out with that. We might need some volunteers to get some angles because we're figuring it's 110 yards, right? So we need a shot from where I start, maybe a shot from halfway, and then following me, and then maybe a final shot. And I'm going to try to get my hands on like a steady thing so somebody can run with the phone so it won't be all blah, 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 blah. So if you're interested in helping out and all you need is a phone, to help record it. It's that simple. So shoot me an email, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com, if you're interested in helping out with that. And I believe we're going to, and Mikey's coming in town this weekend. We're going to see Cam Patterson, the comedian from the show Kill Tony that we like. That's this Friday. So Mikey will be in town for that. We have all kinds of fun stuff planned for the weekend between him and I. We're going to be hanging out with some fun guys. So maybe you might catch us live, members only, on I think Saturday maybe. Once, also I think Saturday we're going to record the Barnyard Challenge, or Sunday. We'll see. I think Mikey's going to be here for the whole weekend, so we're going to kind of play it by ear and see how we all feel about it. But we're going to be hanging out with some fun guys. I'm trying to talk B1 into hanging out with some fun guys for her first time ever. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if she's going to do it, but it is something that I'm trying to get her to do. But going back to the Barnyard Challenge, where's it at? Where is this video at? I just downloaded it. There it is. So we talked about what I have to do for this challenge, like what I'm going to need to do for it, like what I need to get. Because I was just going to buy, Mikey had brought up a really good point. He goes, you got to get the same, because I was just going to buy, a couple, 24 regular old eggs and just scramble them up and eat those fuckers. And Mikey was like, oh, no. Remember, you had cafeteria eggs, which are powdered eggs. That's not, like, they're not real eggs. Nobody's making real eggs in a cafeteria like that. It's either like a weird liquid shit or the powdered shit. And I remember that was the powdered shit because it's kind of like the crumbly. So if you don't know what powdered eggs look like, I actually have a video here of a woman making some powdered eggs. And it comes in a can. I'll show you the can because I just ordered this today. And I'm not going to play the video. I'm just going to kind of scrub through it because it's a YouTube video. I don't want to steal somebody else's stuff, but I'll play a little bit of it. So that you could kind of see what in the can, what we're dealing with here. So that's the powdered egg mixture. That's basically dried eggs. And the one I got is this is straight dehydrated eggs. I got a powdered scrambled egg mixture, which is dehydrated eggs, dried up milk powder, and all that mixed together, I think, with some salt. But here is, that's what the powder looks like. Now, she's going to make some food first, so we'll skip over her doing her cooking. But let's get to the good part where she puts the powder. Yeah, there you go. So she puts the powder, scoops that. That's what it looks like. Really gross. I mean, that's gross. It's so fucking nasty. There's the powder. So this is what you do. You put it in a bowl. You add, I think it's 2-to-1 water, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. I was reading about it. And then you whisk it up, which I have a frother, which I'll use. I got a sweet frother. I'll use that. Wait, do I have a frother? Maybe I got to borrow B1, so I don't have a frother. But there you go. So that's how she cooks it. She throws it in there. And you can see how it's egg, but not quite like a regular egg would look. It just looks a little gritty. So that's the plan, is I'm going to try all that. So we'll do that this weekend. I have a couple weird, it's so strange. I always say the world, my parents always used to say, Sean, the world doesn't revolve around you, but sometimes it just seems like it does. Because I've been talking about all these eggs, and oddly enough, I don't know if Instagram's listening or whatever, I got fed these weird, one was in the news, an egg video, and another one is one that I found the Instagram fed me. So it could have just heard me talking about eating eggs and then sent me this video. But so you saw the powdered eggs. This is a video that went viral because it has to do with cooking eggs. And this is real quick. I'm not going to spend all day on this. But this is for people who, if you do cook, when you make scrambled eggs, you crack the eggs. Usually you scramble them in a bowl. Some people put milk in it. Some people put water in it. Everybody's different with, some people say it adds a little fluffiness if you add the water or whatever, or the milk. Scramble that up. You throw it in your pan, usually with some butter to give it a little flavor, and you cook it so it doesn't stick to, depending on the type of pan, and then you cook it up, right? Well, this lady has gone viral for a different method of cooking eggs, and it might be one of the grossest things I've ever seen. Check this out.
Pour scrambled eggs in boiling water. Let it cook, then gently move it around. When finished, you now have the fluffiest scrambled egg. It's like the egg drop soup technique, but you're actually making a scramble. It's almost impossible to overcook your eggs, and you'll get fluffy ones every time. Try it and let me know what you think.
Oh, those look so gross. Now I like loose eggs. I don't like really hardly cooked scrambled eggs. I usually like mine a little bit loose. Now the cafeteria ones will probably be a little different because I don't want to eat that weird loose powder. But yeah, I don't like real hard ass scrambled eggs. But those look gross. That's so the internet is chewing her up right now because it's just a nasty way to make eggs. If you know anything about cooking, that's fucking gross. I do have 2 other egg-related videos, strangely enough. Here is another video. Now, I'm hoping my Instagram Reel downloader, I think, was working. I'm hoping we're not going to get a... I tested it earlier and it worked, but sometimes it gets really wonky and we'll screw it up anyway. So this is a viral video I found. So I have to eat all these eggs. I'm complaining about whether I have to eat regular eggs or whether I'm going to eat powdered eggs or how I'm going to do it. Instead, maybe I should try what these gals are doing. All right, so if you didn't see that, that was a raw egg being cracked into this girl's mouth, which I wouldn't recommend doing due to salmonella concerns, but Rocky did it, right? All right. And here's her friend. Okay. Next friend. Next friend. Next friend. Oh. Next friend. Next friend. Oh! That poor girl at the end. That. Oh man. I'm trying to think of if you ever seen a gangbang video. She was the last guy basically there. You don't want you know what I'm saying? Like that's the worst spot you want to be in right there. Boy, that was brutal. I'm gonna watch that one more time. That was crazy. These girls are fucking nuts.
Hej! Okej, bra. Ta det lugnt. Tänk om jag failar. Det är inte så farligt egentligen. Jag kände liksom... Hej tjejer!
That one right there, actually, I was kind of like, ooh, that's kind of hot the way those 2 girls did that. Because if they're straight up and down like that, they definitely had to use their tongue to move that egg. I don't care if there's an egg in there. It's still, as far as I'm concerned, I'm still watching 2 decently good-looking chicks kiss, and I'm old school. That's still awesome to me. That's still hot to me. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if they do it just to be cool. Still hot. Oh, that poor girl. What a fucking trooper. What a fucking trooper that girl is at the end, though, for fucking knocking down that fucking egg. That's gross. I think I'll stick to the powdered eggs and shit myself. Thank you very much. By the way, if you are in the chat and if you don't want to call into the show and you do want to comment on something, you would like me to read your comment, make sure you put at Another Dumb Show, tag me in the chat, and I will read your comment. Another egg story, another egg-related story. This is a video that went viral on, I think I saw it first on Instagram, and then it would I think it even made it into the news because it was, it was just an example of instant karma, and it does involve eggs. Check this video out. So there you go. So you see these girls, it looks like they threw eggs and then some kind of water or something. Like it's a little hard to see at first. Let me zoom in on that spot, see if we can get a little better. Damn! That looked like that guy throwing a fucking drink all over my car the other day, that son of a bitch. Anyway, so these girls, you'll see, we'll start it back up here again. They throw all the stuff.
Damn!
I'm assuming that's an ex-boyfriend's car.
They in a blue truck.
Then they try to bolt, they hop in the car, take off. Now, when I first turned this on, when I first watched this, you see how the door is open? I was expecting to see somebody come flying out of that door. I was totally expecting that I was going to witness some lady come falling out of that door. But keep watching.
Oh, here they get outside. Damn! They just got smacked. Woo! They on the way. Oh, they going to chase him. No, somebody, oh, okay, they about to bang, we gotta go down.
So I have not seen if there's a continuation of that video where they were about to bang, but that was fucking great. Instant karma is what they're calling that on the internet right now. You throw some eggs at somebody's car, at somebody's house, and then you try to take off and immediately crash a car. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Let's see here. I'm trying to think about, God, I did so much egging when I was a kid, man. There was this one house in particular that really got my wrath for a really great reason. I don't think I've ever even told this story before, to tell you the truth. Now I'm thinking about it. So we moved in let's see, the end of 7th grade, going into 8th grade, we moved into this new house in where I'm from, Chagrin Falls, America's hometown, greatest little town in the world. We thought calm. You know, we moved out of the suburb I was living in at the time. It was not a bad neighborhood or anything, but kind of a little bit trashy, a little white trashy. And it was starting. I was getting into trouble all the time. And we always wanted to move back to Chagrin, so we ended up moving back to Chagrin. And when we moved back to Chagrin, we got this nice house. We had these nice neighbors behind us and around us, and my parents are always having friends. They were friendly with our neighbors back in the suburb we moved out of, Aurora. And not all of Aurora is white trash. Just this little section I lived in. It was kind of rough, kind of white trashy. Anyway, so we move into this house. My parents are divorced, so I'm living with my dad and my stepmom. I go stay at my mom's house for the weekend. I get home on Sunday like I normally would, and like I mentioned, my parents have friends from Aurora, and that friend had come to visit. They were there just to, I think, I don't know if her husband was there or just her, but either way, but her friend, and another crazy story for another day, but that woman friend who ended up coming over to my parents' house, her husband later killed himself, and she found him. Crazy story. Anyway, so I get home. This woman is visiting our house, and I'm just kind of sitting in the living room talking to everybody, and then she makes some sort of joke about how my dad was going to beat up the neighbor again. And I'm like, well, I think my dad beat up a neighbor at our old house because, you know, the neighbor's kid chased my stepmom around with a hatchet or some crazy story like that. I don't remember. I was really young when that happened. I don't remember all that story, but I know my dad ended up beating up a neighbor in Aurora. So I was a little confused. I was like, well, he hasn't beaten anybody up here. We just moved here. What happened? And they go, well, here's what happened. And this is a little bit of a long, drawn-out story, so stick with me. Weeks before the weekend I went to my mother's house, this Sunday, weeks before this Sunday, there was a ruckus in our backyard. And I ran out to go see what was going on. And a cat had gotten into our backyard. And now we had a yellow lab and a big shepherd mix at the time. So we had two big dogs, and they both hated cats. We were not a cat house at all. I am now. Growing up, my dad said, I only like cats barbecued. Ha ha ha. Anyway, so that'll tell you how much we didn't like cats. We had two big dogs. Anyway, cat ran into the backyard. It ran up into the tree. We called animal control. We tried to get them to come get the cat out. The cat wouldn't come down. Animal control wouldn't go up in the tree. Obviously, the fire truck didn't come. There's no Superman to save the cat. So the animal person just said, the cat will come down when it feels like it. So they leave. Everybody leaves. I'm sitting in my living room later on that night after that, and there's like windows are open next to me. And all of a sudden I hear like a fluffering sound, and then I hear like the big cat like yelping, like screaming sound, and then a little bit more commotion, and it's just gone, just stops. And I go, oh my God, my dog just got the cat. And I ran out into the backyard. We had like floodlights, so you could see the whole backyard. It was all lit up, and at that time we had no phones to be looking around, thankfully, so we had floodlights everywhere. I look all around the fence, look all around. There's no dead cat. So I go, oh my God, the cat got out, it got down, and it, just the dogs chased it, and it screamed and ran and jumped over the thing. So that was the end of the cat situation. And my dad was out of town when that happened. He had no idea about that story at all. We didn't even tell him about the cat in our backyard because it got away. Well, fast forward again, a couple of weeks later, I'm out of town at my mom's house. It's Sunday. My dad is sitting in the living room, and all of a sudden he hears the dogs start going berserk in our backyard. And our dogs still bark at people, but they weren't really like crazy barking. Like only if you really tried to like go near them, they started barking. And so my dad gets up to go investigate. And when my dad gets to the sliding glass door that leads to the backyard, he sees we had a 4 or 5 foot chain link. I probably think it's like a 5 foot chain link fence. We'll see. And maybe 4.5. I don't know. Basic chain link fence. You know what I mean? Low enough, not like tall enough like the one I got stuck on and raped myself with. The one, just a basic one to keep a dog in the backyard. My dad looks through the sliding glass door and sees at the gate a guy fiddling with the gate with his one hand. He can't get the gate open because my dad, he just put he put something on the gate that only we knew how to open, basically. It was this like the stupid little like latch thing. Anyway, so the guy couldn't get it open, and the dogs are there barking and being all dogs. Well, then I guess this guy with his other hand, you notice I'm kind of holding my arm back. He's fiddling with this hand. And then I guess he just goes over the top of the fence with a 2x4 and just hammers on the dogs. And my dad, who is like the ultimate dog lover, like he fucking loves dogs, breaks our sliding glass door, like sliding it open. He broke not the whole glass thing, but he like broke it off the hinge, and it never worked right after that again. He runs out. Apparently, from what I'm told, my stepmom said he hurdled the fence. Now, my dad's 6'5", so for him to hurdle like a 4.5, 5 foot fence isn't that hard, but still, he's a massive guy. He was like almost 300 pounds at the time. So he hurdles this fence. I guess he grabbed the 2x4 from the dude and just thung the 2x4. And then he got in the guy's face and said, "What the hell is wrong with you? What are you doing hitting my dogs?" And the guy goes, "I want my cat." And now, mind you, my dad was not there for the cat. He had no connection to this cat at all. He didn't know the story, nothing. He wasn't there. He was out of town for it. So he's thinking he's dealing with a crazy person. And my dad is like, "I don't know what you're talking about a fucking cat. But if you don't fucking get out of here, I'm going to fucking kill you." Now, mind you, those are the words he used. And he is screaming. From what I'm told. This is secondhand from what I've gotten. Now, I've heard my dad scream, and I think I can scream. That motherfucker can scream. Like, his voice just carries. I heard him over, and again, I played at a small school, but, the crowds would get pretty loud and because the other team would be kicking the shit out of us so bad, but I'd be able to hear my dad over all of it, screaming. You'd do a whistle that I heard, and then I could hear him scream over everyone because his voice was so much louder than everybody else's. So I believe it when he was screaming, that he was screaming very loudly at this gentleman. So the guy starts pointing in my backyard saying, "I want my cat, I want my cat." And my dad's like just going, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but I'm gonna fucking kill you." And then the guy points and says, "It's right there." Well, apparently what had happened, what had happened was, apparently the cat did fall out of the tree or jump out of the tree, and the cat, though, did not make it out of the backyard. There is a small spot along the back part of the fence where the floodlights did not hit, where I didn't see, that the cat had gotten it got like it tried to go under the fence, and the dogs got it right as it went under the fence. So they didn't actually eat the cat. They broke the cat in half, basically. So this poor cat probably suffered a horrible, horrible death. But when I went out to go look for it, I didn't see it in the dark. And it was fall. And so the leaves had fallen. And I'd been in the backyard. I must have gone up and down. No smell, nothing. I've gone in and up that. I did poop patrol in that backyard many times over those 2 weeks. I had to go out and clean up the dog shit. It was my job. I did it constantly. I was always in trouble if I didn't do it, so I had to do it a lot. And they shit everywhere, fucking dogs. Anyway, so I didn't even see this fucking dead cat out there. So I didn't know there was a dead cat. So in the end, my dad backs down, doesn't kill the guy, which is shocking because he hit the dog with a 2x4. He lets the guy in the backyard to go get the cat. Apparently the guy had like a pillowcase in his pocket. He pulls out a pillowcase, wraps up this dead cat, and then leaves. And the reason I'm telling that story, going back to the eggs, is because after that happened, I must have egged that guy's house 100 times. I egged that guy's house. I toilet papered that guy's house. I shaving creamed that guy's house. I put bologna all over that guy's car. I mean, I did every single thing you could to vandalize somebody's house. I might have even thrown rocks through his windows. I know I did that when I was a kid to somebody's house. I can't remember if I did that in Aurora or there. But I know I threw eggs at least at that guy's windows. I mean, I covered that guy's house in egg. Fuck that guy. You want to know another reason to fuck that guy? Because in the chaos of my dad screaming, "I'm going to kill you," to that guy. Now, this guy lived behind us, in the house over. So there was a house right behind us, and then the one right next to that was his. Now, in the house right behind us was one of the prettiest girls I'd ever seen in my life. Her name was Dana. When I moved to Chagrin, she was like one of the first girls I met. You know how it goes when you move to a new town. If you've ever done that, usually the first girl you meet, oh my God, it's so pretty. It's a new girl. It's new. But this girl actually was an incredibly beautiful girl. So I was, smitten with this girl. I was actually, after that happened, after my dad went berserk and threatened to kill that guy and made the scene that he did, which nobody really knew the whole cat story. All they saw was the new neighbor coming into town threatening to kill another neighbor. And so I was never allowed to hang out with Dana ever. I've never, ever hung out with her ever after that, ever again, for the rest of my time living in Chagrin. Never went, nothing. And I remember being so mad at my dad for doing that for the longest time, but then also not mad because he was looking out for our dogs. So, but yeah, he ruined my chances with Dana, that fucking guy. So I didn't hold it against my dad. I held it against that guy. So his house fucking paid for it, that motherfucker. Yeah, so egging was my shit. I did a lot of vandalizing when I was kids. Probably why we ended up moving out. Michael K says, as cat lover myself, I have 4 of them. It's hard to say, but if you let your cat outside, that's what can happen. Just like if you're a dog owner and you let your dog off leash, they get shot. Yeah, no, I agree. You can't let I don't understand people let their cats out. My dude I buy stuff from, he's got a cat that he just lets out in his front yard, and I guess it comes home. But I'd be worried that somebody would steal my cat. Like my cat got out once, and it was gone overnight, and I didn't sleep. I was freaking out. I was losing my mind not knowing where my cat was. So yeah, I got my cat back. Thank God. I would have been losing my mind. Mark D says, I do remember this story. Not trying to be cool. This is a good one. Oh, good. I'm glad you remember that story. I wasn't sure if I'd mentioned that story before, but yeah, it really kind of ruined my chances with Dana. Did your parents ever do anything crazy and ruin your chances with a chick, or move into a neighborhood, try to kill a neighbor? 844 hit dump. 844-448-3862. I'd love to hear from you. what was I going to say there? Oh, speaking of animals being off leash, Michael K. Going back to B1 and the story I told last week about the dog that has been just showing up at our house. We did a test run and it didn't work out real well. We think the dog might have a little bit of a weird streak in her and definitely doesn't really like cats that much. So B1 made the prudent decision for her animals that she was not going to keep this dog that keeps showing up at her house. And the owners have said, just keep the dog because they're the worst animal owners ever. And so she had given the dog back, told him, hey, it's just not going to work out. Please keep your dog. I'm sorry, but no thank you. Literally, this dog has shown up at her house every day since then. These people cannot keep the dog in their house. It's unbelievable. And it's the only dog that gets away. There's 9 dogs in this house, and this is the only one that gets away. So I feel so bad for her because she really gave it a shot. We even brought her over here. We tried her with Darla, with our cats. Our cats hated her. She didn't seem like our cats. Her and Darla got along okay, but there was just a weird vibe to her. So it didn't work out with the dog, and now I feel really bad because it keeps showing up at her house, and it's really tugging at her heartstrings because she's trying to do the right thing, and like, you know, she wants to get this dog out of this kind of shitty situation, but on the other hand, it's not her fucking responsibility. She's got her own animals that she wants to take care of and keep safe, and she can't bring another animal in that could disrupt the whole household. We did that. We found a stray dog years and years ago. We found a stray dog, brought it here. We couldn't have dogs here, so we gave it to my ex-wife. She was like, sure, I got a house in the backyard and a couple other dogs. Let's see how it works out. The dogs got into a big fight. Shay jumped in the middle of it and ended up getting his face ripped open, and he ripped his tear duct and his eye when he was a baby. So bringing in a new animal can fuck up the whole dynamic of a house. So in the end, I feel my heart's breaking for her because I know she really wants to do the best thing for this dog, but in the end, dude, there's just nothing she can do about it. It's not her fucking job to take care of this fucking dog. So, let's see here. I have a couple other videos. Let's see what time we're at here. You know what? Let me just get into this email and this other story here. Maybe we'll run a little bit late into our break, and then we'll go from there. All right, let's see here. I got an email from, oh, where'd that go? Here, I opened the wrong thing. Pardon me. This is from Craig, who says, love the show, longtime listener. Craig says, Dumb, I want to hear your thoughts on this list of hottest rappers. And that's from Craig in Madison. And this list, oh, hold on. Why did I do that? Just wanted it to open. Okay, apparently it decided to open a whole new window. Okay. So here is a video, or excuse me, it looks like some sort of post from Hip Hop Wave, which I'm not super familiar with. It's got a picture. It says Billboard ranks the 10 hottest female rappers right now. And it works down from 10, Flo Milli, 9, JT, 8, Lotto, 7, Cardi B, 6, Glorilla, 5, Ice Spice, 4, Doja Cat, 3, Megan Thee Stallion, 2, Sexy Red, and then number 1, Nicki Minaj. And Craig says that number 3 should be number 1. And that, of course, is the Stallion, Megan Thee Stallion. Now, obviously, I think Megan Thee Stallion should be number 1. If there's anybody that should be number 1, it's Megan Thee Stallion. Rapper-wise, she's hard as fuck. No, she's just hot as fuck, and she's a great rapper. Which is like, that's one of the reasons I like her too. Like, she actually is, she can flow. She can lay down some beats. She can rap really well. I enjoy her rapping. Her beats and her flow are top notch. Anyway, here's why I really like Megan Thee Stallion, guys. You know why I like Megan Thee Stallion. Let's not fucking. Here's her walking to one of her concerts recently. I don't know where this was at. It wasn't in Atlanta. They had to cancel her concert because there was no water at the show. But yeah, I mean, look at the Stallion, just putting in work. Before she's even on stage, she's out here putting in work. So there's your Megan Thee Stallion update, guys. Any excuse for me to talk about Megan Thee Stallion or play a video of her, I will do that. So thank you, Craig. Appreciate you sending that in. I would say I don't know enough about Sexy Red, going back to that graphic that he mentioned. I don't know enough about Sexy Red to vote on her. Doja Cat can definitely rap. Ice Spice is a good rapper too. Cardi B, obviously, I think Cardi B should be up higher. I think Cardi B is actually a really good rapper. Like if you listen to her on fucking No Limit, that ASAP, that G-Eazy song, which is nerdy white guy rap. But she can really, she's good. I think Cardi B should be farther up. She might even be towards the top if you ask me. Nicki could just go really fast, and she's got that kind of unique tone and cadence, which is kind of what makes a rapper. So maybe she should be towards the top if she got such a recognizable cadence and tone. But the Stallion kind of the same way. She's kind of got if you've ever heard her, she's got kind of a similar cadence as well. But that'll tell you what a kind of nerd I am. I know more about female rappers than I do about the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef, apparently. But hey, most of the people at these weddings, that's what, a lot of times the dudes are big, they want to drink and the girls want to dance. So that's the kind of shit they want to hear a lot of times. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and fucking Megan Thee Stallion. So I got to be up on these chicks. They don't want to hear the Drake Kendrick rap battle at a wedding usually. Maybe, but not really that much. You might be able to mix in like a line or two from one of them if you're really good and you want to play around with that. But you don't want to start beefs at a wedding, so probably not the best move. All right, so I just showed one of the most beautiful people in the world, and that leads me to a story about. Well, I hate to make fun, kick somebody when they've passed away and they're down, but one of the not best looking people in the world. And that's only because maybe influenced, being an influencer, this person I'm talking about might have been influenced by social media, and that's why they turned out being the way they are. This is a story about a plus size influencer named Callejas 503. He's 37 years old. He has died. His family confirmed his real name is Edgar Lendaverde. His death was confirmed by his family on Instagram on Thursday. He was 37 years old. They don't know the cause of death just yet, but his sudden death was his followers were shocked because they just weren't sure he had no known illnesses, and then he just died at 37 years old, and they're just shocked. What could possibly be the reason he died at 37 years old? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? This guy was known for eating crazy. He had no known illnesses. But here's just an image of him at a restaurant. I'm not sure if he actually ate all of this or he was just promoting the restaurant. That's a lot of fucking food right there. And judging by the looks of him, I think he probably took that whole thing down. Now, again, I don't mean to kick the guy while he's down. But on the other hand, and I wouldn't say I'm an influencer. Fortunately have a nice little following, but this is why I've kind of backed off on doing so many eating challenges, is because I keep seeing stories about these guys, these fat influencers, dying. So it makes me really freaked out. Now, me doing the egg challenge, the egg redemption challenge, is a different story because, they're eggs. It's all protein anyway. It's really not that bad for you to eat a lot of eggs. I mean, the cholesterol maybe in it, I guess, is probably not that good for you. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to shit it right back out. Let's be honest here, guys. It's going to bubble gut and come right back out. But here's just another example. Here's a typical meal for our dude here. He said, "I'm having a good day. Don't ruin it. I've got a 2-liter of Coke, a whole chicken, and then a bunch. Oh, he's got a salad there. Good for him. And then some other weird concoction. Looks like a whole thing of barbecue sauce for him to guzzle down. And then a whole thing of buns for him to eat, coleslaw, rice, all that stuff." So you ask, why am I talking about this? Or you think to yourself, what is the reason why I would play this video? I mean, he's just a guy. He died. He who's an influencer, who cares almost, right? Here, real quick, just a quick video of him. Oh, I didn't play that song, but here, here's him just going ham at looks like a Chinese buffet. Not that big a deal if you're just having one plate, but it looks like maybe he's okay. Let's just put the lo mein right on top of everything. The video does continue a little bit. Okay, we're doing. So here's an example. We got hot fries. What was that? What was hot fries? Okay, so just a weird mix of stuff. He's dumping hot sauce and lime all over it. He likes to eat. And again, this is another body positivity guy. Like me for me. Don't worry about how big I am. That kind of stuff. This is what we're dealing with this guy. Now, I think you guys know how I feel about that. I was a fat guy. I was never happy being fat. It was the worst thing ever. It was awful. And anybody says that as a fat person they're happy, they're lying through their fucking teeth. Every fat person looks at somebody smaller than them, or just other small people, and they don't want anything to do with them anymore. Mike, I'll grab you 1 sec, Michael. Michael K's on hold. If you guys want to call in, 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. Now, I said I don't want to kick the guy while he's down. But the reason that I really ended up telling this story, it has a lot to do with my own personal weight loss. I used to worry, and this is a really silly thing to worry about. But when I was young, my dad had a friend who was really overweight who passed away. And when they were carrying him, he was so heavy that they almost dropped him. And I remember thinking to myself as I was getting fat, and when I became an adult and got older, that story I always remembered it. And I always used to think to myself how embarrassing that would be for me. And I'm dead, I wouldn't know, but just, for my family or other people involved to be, I'm a bigger guy as it is, so the casket's just going to be heavy. I'm tall, big boned, so it's just going to be heavier as it is. So you add all that fat that I had on there, I'm going to be really hard to carry. So I always worried that, about who was going to carry me, and if I was so fat, were they going to be able to carry me? So that was actually part of the reason I wanted to lose weight all the time, is what would happen when I died and people had to actually carry my fat ass. Well, for Edgar, Caius 503, they didn't have that problem with the pallbearers. They had another way of getting him into his grave. Here's actual footage from his funeral, and I am not making this up. This is footage from his funeral. Yeah, you're looking. So what you're seeing right now, if you're not watching live, if you're just listening, it's a picture of a funeral. There's a big hole in the ground. They've got the fake grass rolled around it. Kind of a shitty hole, to be honest with you. It looks really ugly. And there's everybody wrapped around it. They're done with the funeral. They're getting ready to lower the casket in now. Normally, it would be sitting on, they have those bars around it, and then there's a little strap that they sit the casket on top of, and then they crank it down and lower it in. Well, this one is attached to a full-blown, there's 2 chains attached to the top of the casket, which are attached to a hook, which is attached to a crane. They are literally using a crane to put this guy in the ground. This just really drives home how glad I am that I lost weight. That they fucking were, this could have been my fate. I was on my way to being that big. I was a 400-pound piece of garbage. Everybody knows this. And now, thankfully, I avoided this. I'll probably still end up dying of a, some sort of heart thing anyway, just because it's hereditary and, I eat like shit as it is. But thank God I won't have to have a crane to put me into the ground. So, thank you to Healthy Trim. I don't know if Healthy Trim is still out there, but thank you to Healthy Trim and Adderall, because Healthy Trim and Adderall are really the reason why I was able to lose all that weight. So thank you again to Healthy Trim and Adderall. And thank you to Timothy Maher. He is now a Super League of Dummy members. Thank you, Timothy. So good to have you guys here. And of course, that is one of the best ways to help support Another Dumb Show. You don't need a crane to support the show. Just need $1.99 a month. I think, isn't that the lowest one? I don't know. There's 3 different tiers in there. Go to the youtube.com/anotherdumbshow. That's just our YouTube homepage. Click the join button, and you can help support the show by becoming a member. Like I said, there's 3 different tier levels from $1.99 up to $9.99 a month. And we'd love to have your support. Like Michael K., who supports the show by being in the chat and calling in 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. Michael K., you are on Another Dumb Show. What's up, bro?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. What's happening?
It's been a while. It's been a while. Baseball season started last Monday, and all their games usually start around 7 o'clock, so I haven't been around. But I called in for another reason, but the topic you just talked about, that overweight guy, did you hear about, I think this actually happened in Cincinnati, but this guy was so large, he had to be cremated at the zoo to where they, like, cremate their elephants and shit, and he had so much body fat it actually caught fire and burned the crematorium down.
No, this isn't a real
Can you
story.
believe that being your legacy? That's what you're remembered for?
That's what I was saying. That's why I don't want everybody to remember me as like I was so big and fat that they weren't going to be able to carry me, because that's what I remembered about my dad's friend, who was a great guy. And all I really remember about him is the dude's almost falling over at the fucking funeral trying to carry his big ass to the thing. But so, yeah. Go ahead.
I think I actually heard that you guys covered that on the old show, I believe. That's where I heard it from. I can't remember. Anyway, that's not the reason I called. The reason I called was, and you were just talking about prior to that, and I really wasn't listening because I was on hold, but I unfortunately got into a wormhole today on YouTube Shorts.
Okay.
About some cooking things, and these so-called influencers, which everybody's a fucking influencer. You make one YouTube short and you're an influencer. It's like OnlyFans chicks. You suck a guy's dick once and you're a porn star. You're not. Stop.
Right. Hey, if you get paid, I guess I disagree. You get paid to suck a dick once, and you put it on video, you're porn. You're doing porn. Might not be a porn star, but you're doing porn.
Right, but anyway, these shorts that they make, like I was watching somebody eat a burrito today, and these over-exaggerated facial expressions that they make. It's like, dude, you're eating a burrito. You didn't just win $5 million in the lottery.
I mean, like their burrito their burrito is so good that there's oh man, oh my God, it's so good like that.
No burrito's that good.
No.
I don't even make that face when I get fucked. Okay, so I mean, it's but
it blows me away too. What does kind of blow me away is people like to watch other people try food, which is like I just can't wrap my head around that. I probably should do it more because people actually like it, but I think a food challenge is but people just eat regular food and post it and look at me eating this sandwich. It's so good. They get thousands of views.
Get it.
It's crazy.
I watched this one guy. He made 5 different videos on eating at Raising Cane's. I don't know if you have Raising Cane's down where you're at.
I do.
They literally have 4 things on the fucking menu. How hard is it? I mean,
right, to do the taste test there, it's chicken and their cane sauce, and that's all they have. That's it. That's all that's on that menu. And I know that because it's weirdest thing. So I do that door dashing, right? It's the only restaurant where you don't walk in and just pick up the food. You have to walk in and actually physically order the food and wait for it to be made, and then leave with the food. It's really strange. It's very, very strange.
We only have one location here. It's in the Lansing, and me and the wife, we've been there twice, and it's a couple years old, but it's just like you're 50 people deep in line. It's a big college town with Michigan State being there. And then last thing I wanted to ask you, I know you're a sports person.
Yeah.
I'm not a basketball person, but are you getting sick of this whole Caitlin Clark bullshit?
Oh, bro, I talked about. I don't. You might have missed the other day. I went on a whole rant about it. And it's funny because
Oh, really?
there's a news story going around today about Bill Maher, who said the exact same thing that I said the other day. Is that it's blatant um, homophobia. Well, I don't even know, reverse homophobia and reverse racism because she's straight and white, and many women in that league are black and lesbian, and
Well,
they
you know what
are
they should do, Dom?
what?
They should get one of these transgenders, male going to female. I don't know what that's called in that world. It's not my wheelhouse. Maybe a former hockey player. Put they on that team. That shit would end real quick.
Oh, I
Would you
think
agree?
I think that, well, we'll see. I feel like that's coming because they're all about pride
Yeah.
in WNBA because they do have many gay players, which is understandable. And that's where where the Caitlin Clark problem is that, she's getting all this publicity being a straight white girl. And the league really didn't get much press when it was predominantly, well, not maybe predominantly, but predominantly black, and then quite a few lesbians in there as well. So they're very
Right.
bitter.
I'm sorry, go ahead. We always trip over each other when we talk. I think it's the
It's-
connection. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's this. There's literally a quarter of a second delay, and it just can it's a nightmare sometimes if I don't know, it can be a real pain in the ass. So anyway, all I was just saying is that
Right.
she's the ire of all. They didn't get enough attention. She's getting all the attention, which she earned because she's the best at what she did in college. She is the best at it all time, so she should get the big salary and all the endorsement deals, and she fucking earned it. Sorry if you were just.
I just get so.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just get so sick of hearing about it. Like, for example, I'm like the biggest Trumper on the planet, but I can't even watch the news because I'm so Trumped out. I don't even talk. I don't even listen to politics anymore because it's just exhausting.
I gotta say, did he really say that suckers thing about Normandy? He refused...
Being a veteran, being a 8-year veteran myself, I don't want to think about that. Maybe he did. I don't know, but
you know what I'm talking about, though. Supposedly Biden went to a cemetery. Because we just had the.
I do.
Just had well, let me explain
D-Day
for everybody. Yeah, the D-Day anniversary. So at Normandy in France, Biden was just there. There were several different cemeteries there that he visited, and one of them is a cemetery where supposedly Trump didn't go to because he said he didn't want to go to it because they were suckers and losers, I believe was the quote. The quote is, "Why should I go to that cemetery? It's filled with losers," according to the Atlantic.
I did hear that. But at least Trump knew where he was. If he did make that, that's a joke, by the way.
Well, no, I guess just knowing history is enough for you guys. No, I'm kidding. I don't know the history of that battle. Is that a bad battle for us? What happened at the Battle of Belleau Wood?
I think that I'm not sure. I wasn't there. I'm 48 years old. So I'm not really big on my World War II history, to be honest with you. But
apparently it was in World War I, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's why that's why I don't understand what about the Battle of World War II, I guess. But anyway, no. So I just wanted to call in, and I wanted to go on that little fucking YouTube rant real quick about. So
no, I love your rants, man. I'm always welcome to hear your rants. So good luck to your Cherry guys up there, and what do you got? AA ball happening? AAA?
College Wooden Bat League.
College.
They're in Battle Creek tonight.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're getting ready for Cherry Festival next month, so that's going to be great.
Awesome.
You should bring the old lady up, man. We got all kinds of bands. Like usually it's like ZZ Top and like Dokken and shit like that. But
I would assume Kid Rock would probably be there. He's a big Michigan guy. I assume he would be at one of those kind of things.
He lives up here. There's a lot of famous people that live here.
Well, yeah,
not
you guys.
full time, but Madonna just sold her house.
You're in Traverse City,
But,
right?
Yep. Maybe,
Yeah.
you know what I'm going to do when I get off the phone with you? I'm going to go eat my Traverse City cherry fudge ice cream and do a review on it on YouTube.
You should.
And I'll
just
be an influencer.
make sure that you do a really huge face. Get like, eat it with an extra big spoon and just be, big bites,
Right.
and then just go, oh man,
A
best
ladle.
ice cream. Oh, best ice cream I've ever had in my life. Oh my God. It's so creamy like cum, right, George? All right.
Yikes. Anyway, man, hey, you have a good night. Hey to everybody listening, and say hi to Mikey for me, all right?
I will, dude. Thank you, Michael K. I appreciate the call. 844-HIT-DUM, 844-448-3862. That is the number to call into the show if you would like to call in. Let's hear about your weekend. What happened? What have you been up to? I'd love to hear about it. So we are going to take a quick break. Second hour is always happy hour here. Holy shit. Timothy, real quick, big ups to Tim. He just gifted 10 Another Dumb Show memberships. Rayeen got one. Amanda got one. Blue Wolverine got one. Curious George, Brad, Thermal Hermit, Christy, The Average Savage, Jose, and Donnie all just got free Another Dumb Show memberships from Timothy. And make sure if you don't have your gifts enabled, you go same place you would go to join up. Just hit the little the three dots in the upper corner, and it gives you the option to enable gifts as well. So big ups, much love to Timothy, who got himself one and then passed out 10 memberships. So thanks so much, bro. I really appreciate you supporting the show. We really need it. So second hour is always happy hour here on Another Dumb Show. Let's see here. We got plenty to talk about here after the second half of the show. What was I just going to say here? I had something that just popped into my mind, and then it just completely went in and went out, and I don't know. Anyway, well, I'll tell you what. What you could do is, second hour is always happy hour here at Another Dumb Show. So take your kids, send them in the other room, give them a couple raw eggs, and see if they wanted to, bird feed each other or what, a baby bird each other that egg, just like they did that viral video. They can record it. Michael K can get all pissed about it and call into the show. Second hour is always happy hour here. Get your drinky drink on, get your mokey moke on. We'll be right back here on Another Dumb Show. Hang on. Welcome back to another Dumb Show, issue number 216. So good to have you guys here hanging out with me on your Monday evening. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Like I said, mine was great. I really did have a great weekend, man. Just one of those weekends where it was got to do some of my favorite stuff. I love going to watch my boy play baseball, man. It's so much fun because he's so into it now. I love watching all my kids' stuff, but in particular, I love watching this kid play baseball because he's really put a lot of practice into getting better, and it's really noticeable. That's what's really kind of neat is, you know, I love my boys, but, you know, the one's into music, so he's not playing sports at all, which it's great to watch his progression with the music. It's a little hard to see demonstrated right in front of me because he doesn't like to play drums for people. He plays in a band, in a concert band. So I can kind of hear him, I guess. I mean, I hear the drums and the bells and the shit that he plays while he's in the band, but he's not doing solos or anything like that. Maybe in the future he might. He doesn't really like a lot of attention, so I don't see him doing that. But the other one, the little one, with his baseball, it's been a marked improvement from last year. So really, really had a great time hanging out watching him. And real quick, before I go into the next part of that story, people might think I'm a little confused because I just, before the break, Timothy was kind enough to just gift 10 another Dumb Show memberships. And then during the break, I was clicking around. I wanted to hit the like on that. And I clicked the button, and it reminded me that I have each month, I think I get 5 memberships that I'm able to give away every month, that I completely forgot that I can do that. Actually, I couldn't figure out how to do it, and then I forgot about it, and then I just figured it out. So Tyler, Mr. Jones, Ninja Ginja, Nostradamus, and Jake all got hooked up with 5 another Dumb Show memberships. So enjoy your free gifts, guys. Make sure you have your gifts enabled because I can give out free gifts every month too. So, what was I talking about? My kid. Oh man, I'm really embarrassed about what I did at my kid's baseball game. It was nothing crazy like yelling at refs or coaches or anything like that. I'm actually quite the opposite. I'm the other parents like me. I like them. We all get along. We're all supportive of the team. There's no weird, no one. Just everybody's very supportive of the team, and it's kind of strange. This year, a lot of the parents on his team don't show up to support him, the players. Now I don't know if they're just sitting in different spots or what, but the bleachers are not really full on our side a lot of times. But I still sit, like you could bring these folding chairs. Everybody brings folding chairs if you don't want to sit in the bleachers. So I bring a folding chair and I kind of sit next to the bleachers, which is, no big deal. Well, I have started this new thing where I'm at my son's games with eating sunflower seeds because I don't know, we're there for 2 hours. I get antsy. Baseball has a lot of downtime, and I get antsy. So I find myself I want to smoke, basically, and I can't. So I need something to keep my brain and my mouth and my hands occupied. And because otherwise it would be my phone, and I'm going to miss the game. So my phone is put away, and I might have a video of him pitching that I'll try to find before the end of the show. But, so the sunflower seeds have been my new thing. Well, I'm used to eating sunflower seeds at a ballpark. Now, if you've ever eaten sunflower seeds at a ballpark, at a baseball as a player, you usually you spin them on the ground. Now, for whatever reason, because we were at a baseball game, I just thought I would be able to eat sunflower seeds and just spit them on the ground. At the shells on the ground. So I did this for one game, and I made a huge mess on the ground. And I got up from my folding chair when I was done. I saw this pile of seeds, and I went, it'll rain. It'll wash down the drain. So then I went to another game, did the same thing, made a huge mess with all these seeds. Then I came back for another game later in the weekend, final game of the weekend, and I got there and I noticed um, there was two huge pile of sunflower seeds still sitting there. So I was under the impression, rain would blow them away, or that like maybe the groundskeepers came along and maybe like just leaf blew the area around the bleachers and stuff like that. And I also, as I walk up, I hear two women. They don't know I'm there yet. Two women who are on my son's team, walking across these sunflower seeds, saying, "Yeah, there's this guy who comes here and he just eats his sunflower seeds and just spits them all over the ground." And the asshole in me was like, fuck you, bitch. It's fucking sunflower seeds. They're going to fucking wash down the drain or blow away when they dry up. They're literally sunflower seeds. But then I thought to myself, let's not cause a scene at your son's baseball game over the huge mess that you made, you child. So I decided that I was no longer going to do that. I didn't say anything to the ladies. Instead, I got an empty bottle and I spit all of my sunflower seeds shells into an empty bottle. So Irish Ronnie says, I used to work at the stadium in sanitation. Do you have any idea how hard it is to clean those goddamn shells? So yes, I fucking feel like an asshole. I really didn't think it was that big of a deal because I also like, and this will tell you how, like, I like to think I'm pretty smart. I'm not stupid. I'm not the smartest guy, but I'm not stupid. For some reason, my brain was telling me that birds were going to be interested in these seeds. Well, it didn't really dawn on me till they were still there for 2 days later that it was birds only eat seeds with the seeds in them, not just the empty shells. They don't eat empty shells. They eat the seeds out of the shell if they're going to eat anything at all. I don't even know if birds eat fucking sunflower seeds. I'm assuming they do, but I don't think they eat the whole. They're there for the seed, not the shell. So I felt like a real fucking idiot when I was doing that. And that leads me to my new vice, other than sunflower seeds. I'm so easily like I spent a lot of years in radio, obviously, and doing endorsements for products and things like that. And I actually always believed in like doing a good job for the whoever I was doing an endorsement for. I always wanted to do a really good job because as a consumer, if I can tell you genuinely like the product, and I can't think of any product that I didn't like stand behind. Like there was no product where I was like, I'm just doing it for the money. I really can't think of anything. Nothing. Like every endorsement I did, I'm trying to think if there's anything where like the closest thing maybe to it where I didn't really use the product was the testosterone stuff. But you don't need to use testosterone to tell people about the benefits of it for other people. So, but eventually I was going to try to work my way into using that testosterone therapy or whatever and stuff. So, so it wasn't totally like, fake. But as a consumer, if you do a good, so I guess like my point is like I wanted to, promote to people if I actually was using like Healthy Trim. I mentioned it earlier. I lost a lot of weight using that fucking product. I have no idea if it's around anymore. I have no idea, no affiliation. That shit worked for me. Worked like a fucking champ. Lost a ton of weight. So as a consumer, when you can convince me that a product you're using really is something you like, I would enjoy as well. I have been completely convinced by all of the comics and dudes that I watch on these podcasts to start to try, and I went to go buy them in the store, but they didn't have the ones I was looking for. So I tried a different brand. I was looking for some Zins, the nicotine pouches, because I'm looking for stuff to keep me from, trying to reduce the amount that I smoke. As far as blunts, I smoke a lot of blunts. So if you don't know what a blunt is, that's weed rolled up in a tobacco wrapper, which has nicotine in it. And I'm convinced at this point, I'm more convinced I'm not addicted to the weed. I'm addicted to the nicotine in these blunts. So I've been trying to figure out a way to reduce the amount I smoke because I just like to smoke, and it's, one of those things. And, some people smoke cigarettes. I smoke blunts like some people smoke cigarettes. It's just, I'll tend to chain smoke them. It's a bad scene. It's expensive. It's not good. So I'm looking to fill the gap in between. So I tried to go get some of these Zin things. They didn't have it. So I said, you have the Lucy's, which I've heard of on a podcast. They don't have those. But then I looked over and I saw another thing. They're called Zones, which is basically the same thing. It's a nicotine pouch, a 6 milligram nicotine pouch. And I got myself a Zone pack, popped one the other day, completely forgot that how sensitive I am to nicotine. So there must not be much nicotine in these blunt wraps that I use, because, dude, I was soaring. I have not felt the buzz that I felt when I put this fucking Zone nicotine pack in my mouth since I was like 17, and when I tried Copenhagen for the first time. And dude, if I hadn't spit it out, I would have ended up throwing up. I almost got the spins, like the tobacco spins. If you've ever seen the movie The Sandlot, when they're eating the tobacco going around on that fucking merry-go-round thing or whatever, or tilt-a-whirl. That's what it feels like without even being on the tilt-a-whirl. You start to get these weird spins and get dizzy if you've never had a nicotine rush before. That's what it's like. And I fucking had it all over again. Didn't particularly like it the way I felt while that was happening. But once I got through that, I realized that I had, I kind of forgot that I didn't, I got through that weird spin thing, and I left the pouch in, and I realized that I went for a lot longer smoking, before I smoked again. It actually worked. The little pouch thing actually kind of made my brain forget that I wanted to smoke again. It was pretty weird. So apparently I'm more addicted to nicotine than I am to just blunts or weed itself. It's more just the nicotine, apparently. So I don't think, I guess, is nicotine cancerous? I thought tobacco was what caused the nicotine. Nicotine's just addictive. Like they put the nicotine in cigarettes to make you keep smoking cigarettes, because the nicotine is the addictive chemical, and then the tobacco and the combustion of the tobacco is what causes the cancer or whatever. So I guess I'm rolling the dice here, but hey, man, I'm trying to. I feel like it's going to help me reduce the amount of combusted smoke that I actually ingest. So yeah, guys, I don't know about you, if you guys use those things or whatever, if you're into them, but I enjoyed it, and I know there's one that's like like a hemp-based one that I think has nicotine in it. So I think I might try that one too. But I don't know. Maybe I'd try them both. I get a nicotine one and a hemp one at the same time. It'd be like getting a blunt right to the dome. All right. The other day, or actually last week, I've had this story sitting here for a minute. I never got around to it last week, so I'm going to finally just get to it because it's been a minute. So I should probably talk about this story. And I'm sure you guys may have heard this story by now. Why is this? What do you mean there's no story that's not in there? Oh, come on. You got to be kidding me. Hold on. Where is this video at? There's an actor out there. His name is Jonathan Tucker. I swear I pulled the video for this. Pardon me, guys. Give me 2 seconds to look this up because I know it's in here somewhere. Come on, search. Why does the search work sometimes and not others? Oh, come on. This is killing me. It's got to be in here. Oh, my God. You're kidding me. Oh, my God. I've had this story for a few days, and I swear to God, I had this guy. I had this. Was it? I had it that long? Oh, anyway, maybe I don't have the video. I thought I did, but apparently I don't. Anyway, I guess the video really doesn't matter. It's more about the story and what's involved with it. So, if you watch the show Westworld, you might recognize this actor. His name is Jonathan Tucker. Now, I liked the show Westworld. When it first started, it got a little bit weird. Here's Jonathan Tucker and those weird inset pictures there. I'll explain those in a second, but that's the actor. He's on Westworld. He's a good actor. I can't remember exactly the character he played in Westworld, but he was also on the show Kingdom. If you ever watch, I'm not familiar with that show, but anyway, his let me just pop this up here, see if I can play this here. There is a video that came out. He lives in Hancock Park, which is in Los Angeles. And he was in his neighborhood. He was just kind of keeping an eye, just hanging out in his neighborhood like anybody does, just chilling in your house. You might be sitting around, you just kind of look out your window and you might notice, you notice the usual comings and goings of your neighbors or whatever. And then if there's somebody who's not one of your neighbors, you're going to notice them, right? Well, apparently, there was a guy outside of him and his neighbor's house who was essentially just looking to, well, here's some Ring video of him, this guy who was outside of this actor's home. And he was, well, not actually outside of his home. He was walking around the neighborhood. And then he makes his way over to the actor Jonathan Tucker's neighbor's house. This guy walks up to the door and here's a video of it. You can kind of see what he does here. Here's the video of this guy.
Yeah, I'm here. Charlie?
This was the moment caught on Ring video when a man came to the door of this Hancock Park home, seeming to talk to himself. He then opens the door and walks in with 3 little girls and their mom inside.
She saw him and asked him, "What are you doing here?" And he didn't answer, just kept walking towards her, and that's when she just yelled for my kids to get out.
The homeowner, who wants to stay anonymous, says a neighbor had texted him there was a man at the house and says he got home just as the stranger was going inside. The homeowner says he ran in to grab his baby. You can hear the chaos inside. As actor Jonathan Tucker, seen here barefoot but barging in, was also responding.
Yeah, Tucker's great.
Now, how about that? This actor who's just, is seeing his neighbors, this weird guy run into his neighbor's house, and then the neighbor run in to go save his baby. He's hearing this commotion going on. Comes in and runs to the rescue. He gets himself involved and helps stop the home invasion. Jonathan Tucker, the actor, he had called 911 Sunday. He had reported the suspicious man who had been walking around the neighborhood, banging on doors and talking to himself. And then you see that Ring camera where the guy then goes to a house. He ends up pushing his way in through the door. I guess I don't understand how the woman even let him in the door, to be quite honest with you. I'm a little confused about why she would let him in the door, or because he just kind of seems to walk in. But you see a shot here of the actor actually, he ends up grabbing one of the kids and walks out with the kid and helps stop the home invasion. The police arrived and the man was hiding in a closet. The man was put on a 5150 psychiatric hold, and this actor helped stop a home invasion. Who knows what the hell would be going on if the homeowner got there, the male figure in the house got there to help out too. But it could have been worse, if this guy hadn't jumped in and gone to action. And it kind of led me to think about what I would do at 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862, what I would do in this kind of situation. If and it's hard to say if I had seen somebody walking around, and I live in like we call it a court. There's like 4 row houses on one side and then another 4 on the other side. We have a parking lot we share in between ours. It's kind of fairly intimate. It's just our two. We don't really interact much. Well, there's the one behind us that tries to interact with us because she's a bitch. And then there's another one down there that we really don't have anything to do with, except for that bitch's daughter who would cut her way through. So, see, who seems to be the thread here? Anyway, if I had witnessed somebody walking around knocking on doors, I would assume it is a solicitor. And we're not supposed to have solicitors here. So my neck hair would be up just a little bit right off the bat. So, and then if they didn't come to my door, and then I see them banging on other doors, and like I have a woman who actually like, she's was a single lady. She's actually just moved, but and somebody else is getting ready to move in. She by herself, so I kind of thinking about her there or the girl down. You know, there's really no other real. I guess there's a couple single ladies or whatever, but I'm thinking about if I were to watch. First off, I'm not nosy enough to be watching all of this. Like I would see the guy, I'd kind of watch, and I'd probably let it go. I wouldn't really watch too much. Unless I had the windows open and I could hear everything. And if I heard banging and weird mumbling or whatever, then I might be interested. But if I watched the interaction that I think I watched right there, where it looked like it didn't seem like he was like pushing his way in. He just was kind of opened the door and started to walk in. Like, and if they, it kind of cuts right at the moment where he starts to walk in. So I don't know if they're, maybe the news cut that part out because it gets to maybe a little nuts where if he does push his way in and the woman's screaming or something like that. But if they played the audio of the quote commotion, I would have assumed that they would have, let that run if there was some sort of thing with him pushing his way in. But if I saw that kind of interaction at a doorway, I probably wouldn't do anything. It makes me wonder if Jonathan Tuck, because the guy that did that ended up pushing his way into the house, is an African American, he's a black dude. And I'm wondering if this neighborhood, maybe if that's what got his neck hairs up, because maybe there aren't a lot of black people in that neighborhood or something like that. Because I just found it weird that, why wouldn't that black dude be able to just kind of walk into her house? Why, it seemed like she let him in. What's weird about that? Other than, I guess, the fact that he saw the guy walking around banging on doors, grumbling and being weird. So, again, would you, if you saw this happening in your neighborhood, get involved? Would you try to go just, barefoot, go barging in, running into the house after some crazy person to try to stop who knows what? The Superman in me says yes, that I would do that. But the stoner in me is kind of like, I don't know if I want to get shot today. I've seen a lot of weird videos on Instagram lately. I'm not really sure why I'm getting fed these, but I'm seeing a lot of people getting shot lately. And that looks awful. It's slow. You do a lot of weird yelling and yelping and snorting and yelling for your mom and shit. I don't want anything to do with any of that stuff. So I might just, if get an inkling something's going on, I'm going to call 911 and call it a day. I don't think I'm going to go running in to somebody's house. Call me a pussy. But I don't know if I have that in me anymore. Maybe when I was younger, and I don't have a gun, so I can't go running into an incident unarmed. I don't know what the fuck these people have on them. I don't know if I want to get involved in any of that kind of shit. So I don't know if you guys, maybe if you're tougher than me, tell me about it. Tell me why I'm a big pussy. 844-HIT-DOM. Let's see here. Where are we at on time here? I actually have another video that kind of relates to that. Let's see if I can actually find that video instead of having to go fucking pull videos off of YouTube real quick, which that probably will get me dinged for copyright infringement anyway. Come on. I think my search isn't working for some reason. This is what I'm looking for. Come on. The search function on Windows is horrible. All right, there we go. Jeez Louise, how annoying. All right, so this is at a this is in Nashville, Tennessee, at a store called Perfume Mania. And it kind of goes a little bit along the lines of what we were just talking, the story I was just talking about. It's a little similar, but kind of a little bit different story. So in that last case, a guy broke into a house. Some guy goes chasing in after him. In this case, this is at a store called Perfume Mania. And a group of masked robbers barged into the store. And this is what happened after they barged into the store. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. Wrong one. What are we doing here? Do you know what you're doing, Sean?
I'm not going to do it. So these robbers are stuck inside the store. They stuck. They're trying to figure out.
Motherfuckers in here robbing the store. Hell no, boy. These people get prosecuted and get prosecuted the right way. The court system in this.
I mean, seriously.
How y'all getting caught for real?
Oh no! Look, what are they doing now?
They're trying to open the back. They're not going to get. Yeah, they're not going to get. They still grabbing stuff like.
So if you can't tell, you can kind of see them right here. These are the dudes, the masked robbers on the left there. There's one on the right as well. We're kind of towards the middle on the right. I do find it interesting that they're just robbing a perfume store. I know that kind of stuff you can resell, probably make a bunch of money on it. I did get a kick out of the little boy that was there shopping at Perfume Mania. That made me laugh pretty hard. But anyway, here is what it continues. And if you guys aren't able to really tell what's going on, there are shoppers holding them inside the store.
Man, here they come!
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Here they come.
Why didn't she turn and show that guy get run into the door and fall off? It's a good way to break your ribs. Take it from me.
I know, seriously,
This lady had called him. The response time is so.
this is taking forever. So we got these guys are holding the door. They got the robbers locked inside.
We just walked out.
The robbers are stuck in the store. Boy, they just ruined their summer.
This is crazy.
Out of here. And they came in with masks.
Here he comes. Oh. He saw a gun or something. I don't know what he saw. What did he see?
He ran the other way. So there you go. Some good Samaritans coming to the help of Perfume Mania, saving them from the masked thug robbers from stealing all the Drakkar Noir. I actually, that kind of goes back to that story. I see that happen, and I see like I'm in a perfume store buying some. I like Polo Double Black. Which I have to buy. I can't find. I don't even know if they make that anymore. I got to get my scent back. Anyway, if I was buying some Polo Double Black and some masked robbers came in, and I would turn towards the door and walk the fuck out. I would call 911 after I left, and that would be the end of it. I would not go anywhere near the door. I don't care if a store is getting robbed. Call me un-American, call me a pussy, call me what you will. I would not have anything to do with that fucking store whatsoever. I'd be gone, turn the other way, and be fucking gone. So, I got another kind of weird video here along the same lines, guys. There's a story about where's this story? Let me make sure I have the video for this one, guys. Give me 1 sec. I'm using keywords here. Okay. There is a story. Let's see. Let me find the news story. Let me find the details of it. This is a ring footage that I have. It's a story about a woman who was a kidnapped woman who was covered in blood, begging for help from homeowners. This is before they found out the torture that she had just been through. So here is the video that I'm talking about. It's a ring camera video. And again, what do you do if this happens at your door? Do you open the door?
He's trying to
He's trying to abduct me.
Only on K2 News, video capturing an injured kidnapping victim begging for help. The frightening moments caught on camera seconds after she escaped.
What is this music the news put behind this? The news put that behind this, or did this fucking whoever I got this from on Twitter do it? This Dom maybe.
Escaped. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for K2 News at 11. I'm Barry Mangold. We have a lot to get to tonight. Police say the victim of this attempted kidnapping escaped after fighting with the suspect and then jumping out of a moving car. K2's Victor Park joins us from the live desk with this compelling video. And first, Victor, I want to ask, how is that woman doing?
That's a great question, Barry, because police say the woman who was kidnapped was able to get away with only cuts and bruises after jumping out of the suspect's car. Take a look. Home surveillance video in southeast Portland captures a woman hiding in a driveway early Friday morning. But to understand why, we need to take you near southeast 148th and Division in the Centennial neighborhood. This is where Portland police say the 47-year-old woman was at when a stranger pulled up next to her, offers her a ride home. She gets in the car.
Oh
and
my
then they
God.
take off westbound on Division.
Come on.
And then the two arrive at this intersection of 112 and Division when police say the victim tried to escape, but the suspect kept her from leaving when he accelerated northbound. A short time later, here at 112 and Lincoln, the victim finally jumped out of the moving car. She ran up to this house begging for help. Now the woman can be heard talking to police.
He's trying to abduct me. I'm having this on his door.
And watch as he drives away right behind her. But notice her bloody leg. Yeah, those are injuries from when she jumped out.
No, I'm not in that house. I ran to a stranger's house. He came back.
This is part of a bigger problem. Portland police data shows that in the first 4 months of 2024, 22
All right.
kidnappings.
So you get the idea there, what we're talking about here. So what do you do in that instance if you're sitting there in your house, you're minding your own business, and all of a sudden somebody starts knocking on your door? What are you doing? No, it's not done. The show's not done. You can wait 6 minutes. Holy moly. This is what you have to deal with as a parent. There's somebody who knows exactly what time something ends and decides, let me just come down and interrupt it 6 minutes before it's about to end for an inexplicable reason, like probably something as dumb as, I want to grab a Coke or I want to get a bottle of water. Like, dude, you can't wait 6 minutes? Oh, I love my kids, but sometimes kids can be really just brain dead. Just brain dead. Like, if you want to come down and be on the show or something, then say, hey, I wanted to pop in on the show. Just say that. Oy vey. And I knew it too. Like, I heard the thing. That's why you heard me click, because I knew. And the click, it worked. Typical kids. So if some kid came knocking on my door, I'm definitely going to tell him, get the fuck away. No, I'm kidding. But no, imagine you're just sitting there, your kid's trying to interrupt your show. Some lady comes knocking on your door, claiming that she's been attacked and kidnapped, got some blood on her. You want to open that door? Especially like where I live might be a little bit easier to get away with, because you can see, like, I don't know, somebody can actually hide right around the corner, I guess. But like if I lived in a rural area, or if I lived in a suburb or something like that, or the outskirts of a big city where it's just a lot of houses all in a row or whatever, and that happened, man, I don't know if I'm going to answer the door. I feel like I'm going to just sit there and go, I'm calling 911. And it didn't look like those people actually came in. Or it doesn't look like they actually opened the door. But again, do you open the door? I don't think I'd open the door. I think I'm just gonna be like, I'm calling 911. You'll be okay. It'll be all right. Don't worry. So hey, I don't know what you guys would do in that situation, but maybe call me a bad guy. Maybe I'm a bad guy. I don't know, but I don't think I'm gonna do much in that situation. Let's see here. Unless it's somebody I know, obviously. That's a different story. If somebody you know, then you obviously want to do it. But some random stranger shows up covered in blood. Sorry, honey. Would you guys like to see, I got a couple videos before we wrap things up, because apparently we're going to have to wrap up right on time and maybe a minute early because, somebody can't wait 5 minutes until the show ends to do whatever they need to do. But yeah, this is a crazy video. There's a rodeo in Oregon that went haywire after, I'll show you what happened. Here you go. This is from a rodeo in Oregon. I can't play the video audio because it's playing Lee Greenwood, God Bless the USA. And I gladly stand up and jump the fence and crush a bunch of rednecks. And then I go on a rampage and flip this bitch over all the place. Oh man, that poor woman. This poor woman gets it so bad. I think that was a woman. But yes, I believe there's the second person, and here's another view of this poor person just sitting there, just having a conversation, like just does not even see this thing coming at all. Hold on one sec, guys. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. I mean, this woman does not see this thing coming at all, and I think there's no...
Oh shit! This is fucking awesome! Holy shit! Oh wow!
Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Up there.
Gotta be honest with you, though, guys. What the fuck do you think is gonna happen? You fucking put wild animals, you don't know if they're wild or whatever, they're fucking giant bull, they're bulls with horns. I always tell you guys, don't fuck with the bull if you don't want the horns. Fucking A, this is the most perfect example of it at all. And that poor woman, and I guess, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know she was standing there, didn't do anything, she probably had nothing to do with tying ropes around bulls' nuts to get them to buck and shit. That's how they do that in the rodeo. They pull that rope that those dudes tie around their hand, it's attached to the bull's nuts. That's why they buck all over the place. So I don't feel too terrible for this person, to be quite honest with you, because I don't really like the idea of even being at these type of events because I don't like what they're doing to these animals. So if one of them loses its fucking mind, I don't really feel too terrible about it. I mean, like these people in the front row here, don't feel bad for them. I'm not gonna lie to you. You guys, what do you think is gonna happen? That's a little ass fence. It looks like my dad hopping the fence, going after my neighbor. Woo! Now I do feel a little bad for this lady though, because I don't even think this woman, whoever this person, it looks like a woman to me. Just no warning, nothing. And how fucking lucky is the guy in the pink, or the person in the pink? Why is this not zooming in? How fucking lucky is this person in the pink that it just completely skips past them? Oh, well, look at oh shit. It's pretty obvious why now, if you know anything about bulls. They see red. The bull sees the red. That's why the matadors have the red thing. And then he sees red and goes right for the red. Just right past the pink, right at the red. Poof. And then a second shot in the air, too. Like, that was what made it even worse. You get that first blast, and then a second one to follow, too. Oh, my God. That is just absolutely brutal. That poor woman. I hope she turns out to be okay. Let me just see if there's an update on that, because I found that right before the show started. So, Oregon Rodeo Bull. Let's see here. 3 people are injured, including a sheriff's deputy. Let me check to see if there's any updates on this. Recent, past hour. Oh, shit. Are you kidding me? No way. Woman, here's the headline I just found. Woman violently thrown by escaped Sisters Rodeo bull Saturday makes it to brunch on Sunday. Are you kidding me? Look at this. This is crazy. So it was a woman, and here she is. She ended up making it to brunch the next day. It's the woman on the right, in the yellow. How is she not just completely mangled and destroyed? She's got a little something going on her face between her eyes there. I don't know if that's you know, but she doesn't even seem like swollen. Maybe is that a black eye? I can't tell if her eyes are black and blue, or if that's just a shadow. But she seems to be okay. I mean, not carrying a cane, no broken, no casts, nothing. Could that be real? Could that be real? Holy shit! That's fucking crazy that she made it to brunch the next day. Oh my God. 3 people were injured. 2 were taken to the hospital after the bull escaped. The crowd. That was the final bull ride of the night when the bull hopped the fence. That happened in the bull ragdolled the individual, thrusting her head over heels into the air twice. Yep, definitely. We saw that. They did end up securing the bull next to livestock holding pens and got it into a pen eventually. And that's it. All they do is send thoughts and prayers to everybody who was injured. So it doesn't go on. I don't have any updates on anybody else being injured other than the fact that girl fucking ended up going to brunch the next day. So hey, good for her. Good stuff. I'm glad to hear it. Good to pull that play that video, and she wasn't dead, because I was worried that I played it because I saw her get hit. I didn't think I saw the second part and then the stomp at the end. I must have missed that. So I thought maybe I just played a video of a woman getting killed. But hey, she went to brunch the next day. Bitches out there eating fucking drinking mimosas, maybe some Bloody Marys to shake that shit off. She probably got some good Percocets the night before, so she's probably feeling great. She's probably just sitting there, maybe a little fent patch on her, a little fet patch, a little mimosa. She's feeling good. She actually looked like she was feeling pretty good in that picture. Let's not lie. So, all right, guys. I think that's going to wrap things up for us tonight. I appreciate everybody watching and joining this evening, and I hope you guys had fun with me tonight. I had a good time tonight. Hopefully, we'll see Mikey back with us the next time around. I'm going to go pop a zone pouch and have something to eat. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening, and if you've not already hit the thumbs up and liked tonight's issue, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up on tonight's video. And I believe, not sure if we'll be back tomorrow or Wednesday. So kind of make sure your notifications are turned on. I do have to get the boys back tomorrow, and I'm not sure exactly what the baseball schedule is. I forgot to check. So it's a maybe for tomorrow, definitely for Wednesday, if I am not mistaken. But either way, guys, we'll be back one of these days. In the meantime, I am out of here. See you.